to have a small squad, yet you're going to have many more matches in Europe this time. So have you got a number that you're thinking of you need to bring in?
Not really, but I don't envisage too many coming in because I've got some great young players here who have not seen a lot of football. And we're going to be leaning on Harris Vidic and Ferguson and Sami Amiobi a lot more than we did last year. Mehdi, who hasn't really played here too much. So those extra games I'm looking forward to because we've got a great underbelly of young players here that need games. So don't really want to bring in experienced players just to make my squad bigger. I just want us to be a tight ship and we'll utilise everybody we have at the club.
You were working for the BBC over the Euros. Did you spot people while doing that you thought would be of interest?
Well, there's certainly in the championships I thought there was a few that enhanced their reputation, none more so than Cabaye, who I thought was one of the standout midfield players of the tournament. So, in a team that didn't particularly do well. So we're pleased with that. But yeah, one or two that we thought might do well and did have decent championships, and one or two didn't. So we're keeping an eye on their progress, perhaps as the pre-season starts.
So you're hoping soon to be unveiling someone new?
No, I don't think so. Not in the immediate sort of week or so, but certainly over the next 14 days, I'd like to think a body would come in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alan, speaking about Yohan there, obviously there's been a link between Yohan and Barcelona. Did you kind of know as soon as you got in here and saw how good he was that you were going to have to deal with stories like that?
No, but we like to think we're going to deal with stories like that of all our players. You could say Cisse, Bar, Cecchiotti, Tim Krul, Cabaye. These are Colaccini. So we got some great players here. And, the type of club we are, where we're not in the higher reaches of European football. We haven't got that finance. Our players are going to be linked to other clubs. It's flattering to us and to Cabaye to be linked with Barcelona. I probably leaked it myself.
You mentioned the sort of transfer methodology, which has worked really, really well for the club over the last 18 months. Is it kind of the same, or because you had such a good season, as Mike sort of suggested, you might go a bit higher now and again?
Well, Mike's suggestion is we should win it, and with less money. So that's a bit tricky. But look, we've had a great season. I think our fans are realistic enough to know that we had a fabulous season last year, and I've met a lot of them on my travels, on holiday or whatever, and in the city, and they was all very pleased with last year. People keep telling me that their expectations are going to go through the roof, and they're expecting us to improve or get the same. I don't see that. I think they're realistic enough to know that until we break, or a team breaks into the Champions League, it's very, very difficult to compete with those top 4 or 5 clubs. And obviously that's what we're going to try and do, but it's difficult.
Because you never stand still in football. But did you get a moment to lie on the beach and actually consider what an achievement last season was?
Oh, of course, it's nice to sort of reflect a little bit, but I think the minds of managers and coaches is always the next thing. So I spent most of my time thinking, how could I squeeze a little bit more out of this group, and what do I need to take us that little bit better than we were? And when we're considering we'll finish 5th, the next jump is considerable to get into that top 4. We got past Chelsea and Liverpool, which was a fantastic achievement, but we still didn't make the top 4.
How's about Stephen Taylor? How's he fitness-wise in terms of joining in and being ready to play?
Well, he's actually trained the whole summer. He looks fantastic, and at the moment he's just got a slight hamstring strain, which I'm actually okay about, because it's not his injury that he went out with. That seems to have been absolutely perfect. So it's a question now of him toning his body and making sure that we get a full season out of Stephen, because last year and the years before, this club hasn't had many full seasons out of him, and he's aware of that. So our medical staff will keep a very close eye on him. We'll watch his training, and we'll try and protect him to get him through the season.